What's up, YouTube? What are you guys up to? I got a little surprise for you guys. Today is going to be different. I mean, we're always working on cars here, but today's going to be a little different because we got another car in the garage. If you look, ooh, what's that? Right next to, ooh, is that two Mustangs in the garage? Yes, it is. We got two Mustangs in the garage, guys. So we got my buddy Carlos's GT500 right here. It's got a VMP on it, stock fuel pumps, booster pump, I believe, ID 1050 injectors. That's pretty much it. And the car runs great, made good power. It's got 410 gears as well. Other than that, it's pretty much stock. Other than those, you know, pretty awesome mods. He actually drove it here, and the plan is we're doing the clutch on it because he was like, yeah, something's acting up, blah, blah, blah. And he drove it, and he literally got it. Let me show you guys where he got it. He parked it right there. And then from there, the slave, which we got the tranny out of it already. I didn't record any of that. You guys know, we're just pulling trannies out. It's kind of a pain in the butt on these cars. A lot harder than the 0304 Cobras. But if you guys look, you can see that throwout bearing is done. It's seized. I don't even know what that is, if that's where it's supposed to slide. I mean, this thing's so jacked up. I haven't seen one. I've seen where this whole sleeve comes off and the bearings fall all over. And he did have, there was a BB that did, a bearing BB came out. And yeah, was just rolled out of there. So I know that this thing's jacked, and it smells awful, by the way, guys. And you can see there's, look at all the clutch dust all over that slave right there. That's all clutch dust, guys. I know the camera's like going in and out. It's really dark over here, and the camera makes it look really light. So obviously we've got a new slave, new clutch. So here's his clutch. He had this RXT, and he actually bought this at the same time that he bought his VMP, and he was going to try and do both of them. He had talked to me a little bit about it. And then he just went ahead and put the car on the dyno. The car currently has a McLeod RST, and this car made like 720 horsepower. And it has 100,000 miles on it. But if you look up in here, guys, so same as me, he has an RST going to an RXT, literally identical to what I'm doing right now. I don't think the clutch is bad. I think this clutch is still good, but because we're here and the amount of miles, he said this clutch has quite a few miles on it. And this car is a daily driven car, by the way, guys, just so you know. So this is a daily driven car with an RST and makes 720 horsepower. So to all the people that say you can't make, you know, these clutches, the RSTs don't hold power, they do. And this is literally, this car he drives hard, has, like I said, 410 gears. So it has to, you know, take a lot of beating, and it's done really well, and now it just killed the throwout bearing. Alright guys, we gotta clean this. Well, there you guys go. You can see that it obviously didn't want to be on there anymore. Looks good, guys. I'd reuse it. I'd totally reuse all of that. Yeah, that looks perfect. Perfecto mundo. Look at that. That's what you want, guys. Here we go. So kill the throwout bearing, so that's what we're doing. Let me go down the rundown of everything he's doing to the car. He's doing a new clutch, a new slave, and the line from the master, slave master, to the slave. So I'll show you right here. This is it. It is a stainless steel. Obviously it has the quick disconnect ends on it, and I went ahead and installed these, tightened them, and I put a little bit of grease on both of the O-rings so that way they slide right in. But we got rid of, that replaces this big old hard line right here. As you can see, it's ugly. Doesn't look good. It is, however, you know, hard plastic. But people say this still flexes more and expands, especially when you jab the clutch hard. It will absolutely expand. But yeah, you can see it's pretty dirty. He needs to He needs to clean his air filter. Look at that, guys. That thing's, there's horsepower there, man. That thing is disgusting. But it does have a nice big intake on it, which is good. 2.3 liter VMP, if you guys are wondering. It's just a Gen 2, not a Gen 2R. And a way undersized battery. Look at, someone at AutoZone told him his car needed this battery. Look at this. This thing is 475 cold cranking amps. I never look at this. I never look at this, guys. The cranking amps right there, warm. I always look at cold because that's what I give a crap about. Because in the wintertime when it's cold, which we get cold winters here, this car cranks over so slow with this battery in it. And you can see it's way undersized. Like, look at the tray. The tray goes all the way over there. And the battery's like halfway over here. Like, I could take this thing and shove it all the way over. Look how much tray is left. I mean, front of the tray, back of the tray. That thing is way too small. So I'm gonna get some video from here for you guys because I want to show you guys what, you know, installing an RXT looks like, and then we get to do it all over again in like a next day or two with my car. I mean, my car's ready. I say ready. I gotta pull the tranny out of it and stuff, but man, I'm so glad my car is way easier to pull the tranny in and out of than this car. This car sucks, and I want to show you guys why this car sucks. If you guys look right there, you can see the bell housing is all beat up. That's why this car sucks so much, guys, is because the bell housing is too dang tight, and you can see over here there's a little bit of marks on it. It's just too tight to get in and out of here. By the time you get the input shaft out of the springs of the clutch, you're right up against this right here, and you're smacking it. So it makes it very difficult to get it out because you get it out and it hits that, and you like fiddle farting with it. So, you know, we're trying to get it in and out, and it was a pain in the butt, guys. But we did get it. I'm happy. You can see the clutch. Looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and blow this clutch off, and then I am going to inspect it and look at it. But first we're gonna put on some gloves because I don't want to get my hands dirty. Let me show you guys this real quick though. We got my RXT, his RXT, and there's my stock clutch, and then under that's my RST that's in there. And then we have my buddy's tranny with his Spec 3 in my car. So as you guys know, if you don't know, this is, you know, next video, check it out. I'm gonna put this video out first just because I haven't done this yet, so that's why this video is not out, and I delayed it because today was gonna be my day to jam on this and get this in the car, but this is his daily and he needed it done, and I thought it was gonna be as easy as this car, and it wasn't. So because usually I won't work on people's cars in my garage. I'll do it, you know, at a shop or something. I just need to get my own shop. What do you guys think? If you guys think I should get my own shop, comment down below, let me know. Or just in the chat, in the comments below, type 1 in the shop if I should get, type 1 in the shop. Type 1 in the chat if you think I should get a shop, or type 2 in the chat if you don't think I should get a shop. You guys let me know. I'm curious to see how many people out there think I should get a shop or would like to see videos of me working on cars along with my car and other cars. And just, you know, get your guys' opinions on that, and, you know, I could take a little bit of time and explain things and break things down, and yeah, just be nice. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. 1 for a shop, 2 for no shop. Oh, that's a 10 mil.
Roll that?
Yep.
Still look good.
It's not awful. Smelly.
Yeah, from all that fluid.
Yeah, dude, it's actually about time.
Yeah.
There's not much left. Who's that? Who's that dude? Huh?
What's your name? Say your name.
Name.
Say John.
John.
Yeah, you want to see you, buddy? What is that right there? Yeah. Is that a race car?
Yes.
Yeah, you got yourself a race car? Ooh, I like your race car, dude. Just so you guys know, this is a little snap-on boy breaking all these bolts loose on the flywheel. A screwdriver? He's right, dude. He's smart. That's a smart kid. John, you're a smart kid, dude.
Look.
What is that?
Look. Yuck.
Yuck. That's yucky. That's what that big old thing is. Yucky. 100,000 mile rear main seal, still no leaky. That's awesome. All right, guys. It's time. So now we got to take the flywheel apart. And just so you guys know, if you've never taken one of these apart, you have a big white paint mark on this one. And if you look at mine, big black or blue paint mark. It's blue, but it, you know, Sharpies look black. There's a reason for that. The reason for these paint marks is for balancing purposes. So you want to make sure, and they even mark it on here on these ribs, you want to make sure it goes back that way. And these ribs is for the floater plate because it's balanced that way. So always put it back that way. We got to take these bolts off, disconnect this, take it apart, and then just so we can get at the flywheel bolts to put the flywheel on. So we'll do exactly what we did, just taking this guy, that other one, that old one apart, and then it's the reverse procedure for that. Okay, well the camera stopped filming, but torque the flywheel, put the clutch in there, that disc in. Bottom clutch, the other side will say flywheel, so that's why it tells you bottom, so you know it's the bottom. And then we're gonna put the other one in, new clutch on, pressure plate, and torque it down. Race car driver, John?
Yes.
I thought so. I thought I knew you were the best race car driver.
Yes.
Alright, you guys, so it's the next day, next night technically, and what we did is like I showed, I clocked that thing wrong, and when I did, I snugged it down. It started bending the plate, and it's not going to sit right. And I don't want to put a clutch on this car that's not going to sit right, not going to work right. Especially when you spend so much money on these clutches and they're, you know, they need to be perfect, because even when they're perfect, sometimes they still give you problems. You want everything to be as perfect as it can be, and I don't want to have that in the back of my head, you know, eating away at me going, we should have done this. So, you know, I told him, hey, look, I screwed this up. It started tweaking. Let's go ahead and just send it back. I'll pay for McLeod to fix it, whatever it costs to fix it. I'm hoping it's not too much money. We won't know until it gets there. And at the same time, they need to rebalance it, because when you do these flywheels, or they do these flywheels, I'll show you guys here in a second, they actually put these little balancing pins on them, and they're different sizes and they're different weights obviously, and they put them in different locations in order to balance the whole assembly. So that way we get it back, it's 100% balanced, it's the way it should be, it's not, you know, out of balance, having vibrations, anything stupid, and you know, it works good. Because I thought about, hey, I could give him my pressure plate off my RXT, put it on his car. They both had a weight on the same side, but they were in different holes. Slightly, they were in, you know, this far apart from each other, which can make a difference. And they were also different sizes. And I said, just me personally, I don't like that. It may be, you know, totally fine. Functioning wise, it'll function perfect that way. Because I don't think it'd be that far out of balance is the reason I say that. Because both his and my top plates had no weight on the opposing sides. So it was only on one side, and they both only had one little weight, and they were very similar size and weights, although they were different. But that vibration's not gonna really hurt you that much. It's gonna be, you know, like I said, the warpage of that plate, if it's not, you know, sitting completely flat the way that it should be. That's where you're going to run into issues. That's where it's not going to make good contact with the disc, and you're going to get uneven wear. One side's going to wear and not the other side, and it's just not going to work right. You're not going to have all the clamping force and everything. So I'm going to call McLeod tomorrow. We're going to, you know, talk to them, see how much it's going to cost to fix it, and, you know, I'm going to have to send the whole entire thing back. It's in this box down here. So I repacked it, obviously. You can see it right here, and what happened was, and I was an idiot and I used my impact and I just hit it with my impact all brrr, and I knew it because when I was putting the nuts on and I put the pressure plate on, just so you guys know, if you put the pressure plate on and you push against it, these discs are gonna lock up because you're gonna have tension on them. So when you push up against it, they're not gonna be able to move. And I put this on and these started getting tight, and I was like, but the discs are still free, and that's really weird because usually as soon as they make contact and start having resistance, these discs will be locked up. Even if you just shove on this with your hand, they'll be locked up. So that was my mistake. Like I said, we're gonna you know, get it fixed for him. This is the only balancing thing on this whole plate. The rest of it, which would be in these holes here and also in these holes here, there aren't any. Just right there. Same goes for my RXT sitting over here, and as you guys can see, it's off. See, mine's right here, but there's none anywhere else. It's only one, and it's right there, whereas his is right here, and mine is a little bit bigger, I think, than his. I don't know. His is a little fatter around, but shorter. Mine's a little taller but skinnier, so I don't know what the difference is. But if you look at my RST over here, it's got a bunch of them. It's got two on this side, one there and one there, and then it's also got one on that side over there. So this one has a lot more. But what's funny is all three of these pressure plates look identical. None of them look any different than the other. They all look, in my opinion, exactly the same. Now, are they all the same? Do they all have the same spring rate? They may, but I don't know. I don't make these clutches, and I'm not willing to like chance that or risk that. And that's just like I said, like this one right here is brand new, just like his is brand new, and we could take this one and put it on that. I just don't think that would be right. It may, who knows, guys. We could put that on there and it could be absolutely flawless and work perfectly. But I want it to be right for him. I don't want him to have a brand new clutch and have any issues with it. I want him to be able to enjoy it like he has the RST in it now. He's driven 50, 60,000 miles in that clutch, and it's been a daily driven car, and I think that's awesome. I want him to have that same reliability with this new clutch, although I know our XTs are known for not dailying very well, I guess you could say, but some people have great luck with them, some people don't. I think the mileage is more of an issue than the quality. I think they work really well and they hold the power well. They just weren't designed to run a bunch of miles, in my opinion. They wear out pretty quickly. That also seems to be the case kind of with the RSTs, although he did get 50,000 miles out of his. You know, my car, on my RST, the disc looks great, but I looked at the differences in thickness of the pads. His is almost gone, really close to touching the rivets, and mine still has room, but it doesn't have that much more room, and my clutch doesn't have very many miles on it, so it kind of goes to show that I don't think McLeod puts that much material on their clutches from the get-go. But that's just my opinion. They may. But looking at my Stalker one that I have down here, if you guys check that Stalker guy right there out, that guy has a lot more material than the freaking used RST, and did, because I looked at the RST when it was brand new, and this has way more material than that. So everybody's gonna be like, well, there's a big old fat paint mark on there. How did you mix it up, or how did you mess it up? And that's true. It does have a big old fat paint mark. I've done so many of these. You get so comfortable doing them, you know, threw it up there. And part of it is, I was really tired under the car. We fought that tranny to get it out. It's really tight in the tunnel, as you guys can see. It's just mistakes, me being fatigued, and part of my problem is I just like to go, 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 and I didn't even realize how long we'd been working on the car at that point. We'd put some time into it, and being under there and holding my head up, my neck, you know, I need to know when to call it quits, and I didn't call it quits at the right time, and so I dug myself into a deeper hole by doing that. But I guarantee you, I'll never ever do that again, no matter what, the rest of my life. I will always triple check and make sure those are good, the paint mark is good, and I usually do, but like I said, I was just tired and in a hurry and being impatient, and you know, mistakes were made, so that's that. I can't do anything about it. But guys, we are gonna get it fixed. We're also gonna do some other mods to the car to help it, because currently right now when he stabs it, goes above 5,000 RPM, it'll blow. He's got a 30 amp or 40 amp. I think he went to a 40 amp. It's blowing these fuses because the pumps are drawing too much, and that's really because one of the pumps is probably bad. They hit a point where when you try and spin them that hard, they just literally, they get too hot, or the bearing's worn out, and the pump starts drawing a lot of amperage to try and get it to spin, and it just pops the circuit, or pops the fuse. So what we're gonna do is put some new pumps in it, see if that fixes the problem. I'm hoping it will. They flow a little bit better. It's the same pumps that I have in my car, which do really well. and I have 2 of them on one fuse, and it's a 30 amp fuse, and they haven't popped. He also has 2 FPDM, so each pump's gonna get more power and more voltage than my single FPDM powering both of them. He should have plenty of headroom up here making, you know, 720. So he should be good to go. If you guys are wondering, because look, it's no longer here, what we went ahead and did, I told him, hey, if you need your car, since I screwed this up, he had a bad, obviously as you guys saw, he had the bad slave. So the throw bearing came apart on that slave. We obviously replaced that, gave him the new line, replaced that. I told him, let's put your old clutch back in it, let that one eat for a little while, you know, until we can get this fixed and sorted out. Just drive the car easy, it should be okay. And when it gets back, you know, we'll take it out again and put the new clutch in it and do the fuel pumps and any other little odds and ends he wants to get fixed at that point in time, we'll do at the same time. So it'll be kind of a win-win. He'll get a lot more stuff done at the same time. But that's it for this video, guys. I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm tired as heck and sore from, you know, 2 nights of lifting my neck up, holding it up, and, you know, doing all that. It's definitely way easier to do this stuff on a lift, by far, way easier. And I guarantee you I wouldn't have made that mistake on a lift, because when you're on a lift, you have just better vision. I'm always like, man, I'm so spoiled when I get to work on lifts compared to working on your hands and knees in a garage on a floor. It sucks, to be honest. It really, really does. Having a lift is game changing in just speed and quality. Like, you don't make mistakes because you get more stuff done at the same time. You're not as fatigued, so you make less mistakes. So it's kind of a win-win. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it. You guys, if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. You know, we're gonna have some good content. So, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you guys are not hitting that notification bell, you should definitely hit it, because it's going to let you know when my next video comes out, which is going to be... There it is, guys. That's it. You guys can't get too much of that, man. I can't give you... We got some beauty shots of that coming up, so I'm going to show you guys, you know. But, again, subscribe, hit that like button if you like this video. Now, get the heck out of here, guys.